Poppy Playtime Chapter 4 just came out, and, it's good. But one thing they brought to all of this was good characters, such as the Doctor. He is easily one of the best characters they ever released with his interesting lore and story. His story, I feel, is a path of regret and backstab, which is what you're gonna see today in the story of the Doctor. So, it's around the 1970s, 1960s, and Playtime Co.'s doing pretty good. They're releasing a bunch of random toys, like PJ Pug-a-Pillar, Candy Cat, just making kids happy and shit. They really didn't have any bad intentions in mind, until, they needed a way to match the popularity and success of the Poppy doll, and they couldn't do that until they made Huggy Wuggy, also known as my biggest op. I hate that blue Slim Jim. But the point is, they finally had more success, but something even better was gonna come. Yes, the Huggy doll was successful. It's not gonna keep them in business for, more than 2 years until it finally dies down. But, like an angel coming from the sky, Elliot Ludwig had the idea. They had a Young Genius program, which was where they, get young kids, and they see if they can hire them, if they're smart enough and capable for the job. One of the people that came there was a young, aspiring man known as Harley Sawyer. And Elliot Ludwig took a liking to this kid, but he noticed a problem when he eventually started working in Playtime Co. Harley was kind of a piece of shit, he had decent intentions, but most of them weren't to help the world like Elliot Ludwig. Harley wanted money, fame, and, success, I guess. As Elliot Ludwig wanted to change the world for the better. So eventually, after a long time of working, Elliot fired Harley.
Do I feel something squirming its way beneath my skin?
Sorry, I'm eating candy. So, Harley, instead of every other regular person and just taking his fire as an opportunity to get a better job. Now, remember in the beginning of the video, I stated that one of his main character traits is ego, which is something that was shattered when he was fired. He literally got pissed. He was heated. Now, let's skip, a couple years to the future. And Playtime Co., of course, is now back in the dumps and they're about to go broke. And Elliot Ludwig was delivered a graph of different people who could possibly help them. And guess who was on that list? Harley Sawyer is back. He's back! Elliot was a little bit hesitant to bring him back because he was worried that Harley didn't change for the better and he still had his old evil ideas. But with a little bit of preparation, they brought him back and it was actually a success. With new toy releases like the Smiling Critters, which are different animals with different scented smells that will make your kids fall asleep, and a bunch of other stuff. But Harley Sawyer had another big idea. The idea was that they take animals, or maybe even children, ... foreshadowing, and put them in a toy's body and make them living and sell them for more money and profit. And with access from Elliot, he was able to test on over 800 rats, which is crazy. Imagine you're a nice fat New York rat and then you get your head cut off to try to get turned into a toy. But that's besides the point. The problem was they killed over 800 rats in their experiments and not one of them was a success. Harley was beginning to look stupid. His idea began to look stupid. Until Harley again had the most evil, disgusting idea. A wicked one. What if they used children? Genius! Like every evil game horror villain, children have to get evolved. EDP, is this you? But the problem is, Elliot Ludwig was still in command of the company, so Harley had to get access and approval from Elliot to be able to test on their own children from the orphanage. And after a long conversation, meetings and all, Elliot eventually agreed, with Harley's defense. His idea that if they turn children into toys, they will be able to live forever and be able to spread happiness to everyone. And money will come coming in and flowing in like a waterfall of gold. And that caught Elliot's attention. and eventually he agreed. And the Bigger's Body initiative has begun. Here comes the money, money, money. Here comes the money, 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 money. Gotta avoid the copyright. Oh yeah. So over time, Harley's reputation and power over the Playtime Co. company slowly rises. It's going uphill. And he starts doing these experiments, but none of them seem to be working again, because he sucks ass at it. That's until my genius, he gets the best idea ever. Make them bigger. As Donald Trump would say, make it bigger. And for the first time ever, they did it right and made the first living Bigger Body initiative, also known as Boxy Boo. Boxy Boo being his first success, meaning he could do more and more, and that's what he did. He pumped out more. Like Experiment 1170, also known as Huggy Wuggy, which is the security guard for the front area. Or Experiment 1222, which is Mommy Longlegs. She's located in a game station, which was made shortly after Harley Sawyer was put up in the grades. It was made to test the orphans' intelligence and reaction speed, so they know which ones to turn into toys or not. And eventually, one kid caught the attention of Harley Sawyer. Quinn Naverson was one of the kids in an orphanage, but he was a problem causer. He would break into staff rooms and steal information books. Quinn also wasn't very smart, being a typical bully type kid, until Harley pulled him into his office and basically said, "Yo, if you do better, I'll adopt you." And that motivated Quinn to do better. But you see, Harley had a deeper evil intention because he's a master manipulator. And when he got access to it, he turned Quinn into Experiment 1166 Yarnaby. So eventually the higher-ups get annoyed of Harley due to his weird views on the world and his almost dictator attitude and manipulation. So they put him down a couple levels, and that just pisses him off. That was the last straw to him. This was the backstabbing that Elliot Ludwig did to him. So his version of revenge is, how do I put this lightly? He burnt down the motherfucking Playtime Co. theater, killing hundreds of people in the process. This was a disaster for the company, because, hundreds of people died. And important people, too. So they had to get rid of him. They can't fire him because they need him. They can't turn him into a bigger body because, once again, they need him. But they had an idea. Quite the dastardly and evil idea. Harley had one more thing to do before he died, though. Kill Elliot Ludwig, which is exactly what he did. He got rid of him. We don't really know how, but he killed literally the founder of the company and turned him into the prototype. But karma took its toll on Henry, and eventually the Playtime Co. company killed Henry and turned him into a bigger body.
It looks like he's waking up.
Where am I? What is this? Oh no. They didn't. Those backstabbing traitors.
Dr. Sawyer, can you hear me?
White? White, is that you? Who else is in there with you? You enjoy watching me rise like one of them? My head feels like it's split in two. This is wrong. You must have done something wrong.
Some disorientation is to be expected.
Who gave you the order? You spineless cowards. After all I've done for this project, for this company.
I gave the order, Sawyer.
Peer. Of course it'd be you. You have no idea what kind of mistake you just made.
Really? From where I'm sitting, you're the one who keeps making mistakes that need fixing. We gave you so many opportunities to clean up your own messes, but you just couldn't do it, could you?
What? You think you can do better? Nobody else can do what I do. You need my knowledge, my intellect.
Why do you think you're sitting in there right now and not in Boxy's stomach? Let me tell you how this is gonna go, Sawyer. From now on, you're here to give the lab boys answers when they need them, and carry out procedures when and how we tell you to. That's it. You'll be an open book to us whenever we want. So fight, or give in, or whatever. Because either way, we own the infrastructure you're wired into.
You'll die for this leaf. When I get my hands on you, you're a dead man!
Now, Harley is now known as the Doctor, and he is a AI program, or basically a replica of Harley. Not really, though, because they have his brain and his lungs intact. That's how he breathes and can feel pain. Because as he mentions, when he woke up, his head had a splitting headache type feeling. We know barely anything about what he did in between the Hour of Joy and when he was turned into a robot, except he probably made a lot of deals with different workers to get him things like communicating with the prototype. Because somewhere in that time, the prototype caused the Hour of Joy to happen, and the Doctor was spared from being killed, even though he literally made all of them. So these are the crimes that the Doctor have committed. Mass murder, terrorism, animal abuse due to the bigger bodies characters being considered animals, child abduction, property damage, mass murder, terrorism, manipulation, child murder, arson, attempted murder, trespassing. That is why I believe the Doctor is the most evil Poppy Playtime character, because all the monsters are just lost children who want freedom from the company. And the prototype has his reasons for what he does. The prototype's not even evil. The Doctor is the only character that is pure evil. He has killed many, many children, murdered like 800 rats, murdered Elliot Ludwig himself. He is a pure evil person and probably enjoyed it on the way. That is why he's easily one of my favorite characters. Thanks for watching.